There we are. Welcome to Pour Over Marketing. I'm Rob Southgate, back in my domain here. Very strange. It's 8:03. I've been talking for 3 minutes already, uh, because on my thing here, it said go live. I hit go live. I watched the countdown. I did the whole thing, and then I just looked up as I was talking and realized it says go live again. Obviously, I hit something incorrectly. That's okay. Things happen when you're doing live. Uh, One thing that's happening is my wife is right. I'm already due for a haircut. I know I keep it short, and I know it's disappearing daily, but I get this, we call it the clowning, where I get this hair sticking out of the sides. And even if I let it grow so that you can kind of like push it back, it goes, I've got that kind of hair. So, welcome to the clowning. Good morning, Chelsea. Sorry I was a couple of minutes late. I thought I was live. So you didn't get to see the fun countdown. You didn't get to hear my rambling at the beginning. So new ramble. That's what we're doing now. Uh, so what I was talking about, I'm going to start over. The last 2 weeks have been consumed with building a business plan. And I don't know if I talked about this before. I may have talked about it even last week, but I want to touch on it again because it leads into what I want to talk about today. And I actually do have a subject, and I'm hoping that I get a lot of interaction with you guys today. I hope we have a crowd here, some here, so we can get some interaction going. So anyway, I've been working on a business plan, and when you start working on a business plan, uh, for me, the meaty part of it is when you get to the marketing part. Now, in a business plan, the marketing thing is basically some bullet points and a paragraph. But then you create a marketing plan. That's where it gets fun for me. So, as I'm creating this business plan, I'm also finding myself creating this marketing plan. I'm starting to dive into that. From there, you can create your strategy. And for those of you that were here during Marketing Palooza, integrated marketing palooza, sorry, you know that there are so many different steps and so many different things you need to do. You have to think about your channels, you got to think about your audience, you got to think about what your message is and how you deliver it in one thing, all that fun stuff. I'm finding myself going down that rabbit hole where I'm working on the business plan, I'm trying to get the numbers in there, I'm trying to get the vision in there, and then at the same time, I'm taking notes on marketing and I'm throwing them over here. And then I'm getting distracted and going, you know what? I got to fine tune a couple of little marketing things before we even get to the business plan. So I've been a little consumed. But for you, I don't care if you are, one person creating a business, you're selling, I was giving an example a moment ago. Uh, since I'm a VP of marketing with a publisher, I think about book sales. So you've got a new book coming out. Your publisher should have some things they are doing to help with that to a degree. It's a partnership. So they really are a toolbox that you should be able to access things from, but you need to be an entrepreneur. You need to do what you do. And the reason I bring this up is I also believe that you, as business, you should have a business plan and then have a marketing plan and then have a marketing strategy. Okay. So the business plan, I know I'm an entrepreneur. Every time I've started a business, and I've started a lot of them, every time I start a new business, I want to jump in. I want to hit the ground running. I do the few things that I know are going to work, and bam, off we go. But it it takes some discipline to go back and create an actual plan and take some time with it. Uh, there's a really good book, which I couldn't find quickly enough, that I've got over here, which is the one-page business plan. And when you read it, when you take it in, if you've ever done a business plan, you look at it and go, "Oh wow, this makes it so easy to do that jump in." But it is taking that time to write that one page about what you're going to do. Uh, so you, as an entrepreneur, I can't encourage you enough to make a business plan. Then if you don't know where to start, Google it. Example of a business plan. And the reason I know this will work is when we started our business in 99, when we started building our baby business, it might have been 2000 we started building it. Because we opened in 2000. I think it was 2000 we did it. We had no idea. We had no idea. There was no education in business. We'd studied a little bit, like like I'd learned sales and things like that, but we did not have nuts and bolt business sense. And we had no idea. We knew you had to have a plan, but we didn't know what that was. So we went and we found examples of business plans. We said, okay, these are the things that go in a business plan. Let's put those in. That's what you need to do. You need to take ownership of your business and make a business plan. So I'm building a business plan right now, and I've built multiples. So one thing I've learned about business planning is, yes, there are some commonalities. An executive summary should be there. What the projections of what your business is going to make and what it needs, that should be there. Who the officers are, like that kind of stuff should all be there. And if it's just you, it should still be there, right? But then there are also things that are maybe not as necessary in some and more necessary in others. One thing that I think is vital is the marketing part of it. But when you're making a business plan, the marketing part is a paragraph and then a few bullet points, and that's it. That's not going to get you real far. You then have to take ideas, and this is what I'm doing. I've got this, and I started working in the marketing section. All of a sudden, I was like, "Whoa! I've got a million ideas. Boom! Let's throw them in this other bucket." And then from that other bucket, I can start building a business plan. And then from that plan, I can take these ideas and start formulating a strategy. When, where, who. Okay. Sounds like a lot. But it's one of the reasons a lot of businesses fail, especially small businesses. They don't have a clear plan. Here's the other part of that. It's the same thing that makes marketing scary. People start building business plans for what they're going to do, and they're afraid of getting it wrong. Man, we were petrified when we started ours. Petrified. But we knew we had to do it because it was what getting the space to have our business hinged on. They wanted a business plan. We're like, shoot, we better do this right. But the reality is it should be a living document. It should be something that you can go back to and adjust and change. Maybe you get a few things wrong, or maybe things happen differently than you expected, which will happen. But it's kind of like marketing. People get afraid they're going to do it wrong, and then they're dead in the water. Well, you're not. Don't be afraid of marketing. Try things. Try a business plan. What'll happen is it'll make you think about your business in a different way. It'll make you think about what you're doing, just as the marketing plan will. It'll make you think about it and really start piecing things together differently. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been working on this business plan, and I'm not even close. It's going to be probably another 2 weeks on the plan itself because it's important. But in there, as I was doing this marketing stuff, I had a couple of realizations. One I touched on already. I realized there were a couple of fine-tuning things that I was like, oh, this business is already up and running. It needs a couple of things kind of fixed because I don't want to put them in the business plan. They don't need to go there, but they need to be fixed right away. So I took a day. Actually, I took maybe an hour and a half and did a major fix on one of the things. Done. Don't have to touch it again for 6 months. And at that point, it'll probably be 2 hours at the most fixed. Then I was like, wait a minute, there's some social media tuning that has to be done. Things that have kind of dropped off. Boom. I put those back in order. They are in order for the rest of the month. Don't have to touch them. Realized I need a strategy for that. Created a new strategy, new calendar. Boom. We're not talking a lot of time. We're talking a lot of time if you haven't done it before and if you're avoiding it. But if you just keep following the breadcrumbs and saying, what is it I need here? Just create it. No procrastination. Okay. What do I need here? No procrastination. Just do it. It actually really affects the business in a positive way. And it actually made me look at my business plan that I'm creating in a little different way where I was able to go, wait a minute, here's an area of opportunity that we're maybe not working with here. It's a lot of talk to get to what I want to talk about. So as I'm building all these things, I took a break. Important as well. And I went to Costco. Costco, home of the $1.50 hot dog. You know, they say that the people who started that put that in the contract that in the business plan, actually, that they will never change the price of the hot dog, even if it loses them money. The hot dog is $1.50. You get a hot dog and a drink. Guess what? That's a loss leader. And guess what? If I can get a hot dog and a drink, there are times literally where we're like, oh, we got to go stop and buy whatever. Oh man, one thing at Costco. Oh, you know what? Let's get a hot dog. Yeah, let's get a hot dog. And then because you're like, oh, I'm already committed to like staying here and getting a hot dog. You know what? Is there anything else we need? Oh, all of a sudden your cart has $100 in it when you really needed about a $5 chicken. And then you decided to get a hot dog and it made you go, hey, I'm committed to being here. Regardless. I know I fall down these rabbit holes real quickly. I walked in, and what is our date right now? September 7th. So this happened on probably on the 1st or 2nd that I went into Costco. And it's that season. You know, they've got their Halloween stuff out. They've got that big giant werewolf that yells at you when you walk by and a big ghost that screams. Saw that 2 weeks ago. But when I went in this week, they also had a Christmas aisle set up. They didn't have the Christmas trees, but they put up toy aisles. Now they always have a toy aisle, right? But at Christmas, number one, it expands. Number two, the types of toys, the depth of toys, what's there changes. So it is palpable. You can tell Christmas is coming into Costco. And it's only the first week of September. Now, you might think that's too early. Okay. It might be. And I think it's ridiculous that like the Halloween stuff will be pushed out by the middle of October. All the Halloween stuff is pretty much gone. And it's all Christmas. Well, that's why Christmas is creeping in now because people are buying things. They're thinking about what they're going to decorate, how they're going to do things. They're starting to think about it. Maybe, you know what? We've got our list of gifts. Hey, we were in Costco. We saw they had that Lego set. We should buy it now. We know we want to get that. Let's get it. So I know people think it's too early, but actually September is a good time to really start going towards the holidays. Doesn't mean you have to start putting out holiday ads, but you as a marketer, you should be looking forward to those holidays and saying, what can I do? What are the things I can create or do to stimulate sales? And then it made me realize, so I started going back to it and I made a list. Let's see if I can pull it up quickly. I also had a to-do list. I just saw that. Oh, to-do list again. Yeah. I wrote down holiday marketing ideas. And all I wrote were 3 things that are not even fully ideas. I wrote down gift guide. I wrote down there's a launch of a book happening in December that I was like, oh, we need to not only capitalize on the launch of the book, but we can tie it in. Maybe there's a way to do something that stimulates holiday buying. And then I wrote, there's another book that's going to have a rapid release. That means there's going to be 3 books coming, one a month for 3 months, ending in December. And I'm like, ooh, it's got a Christmas theme to it. So in October, you're not thinking Christmas, but in December, you sure are. So what can we do to make that flow into the holidays? Then I went back a couple days later, and I things were eating at me, and I started making lists, checking them twice, of some of the ideas that could work. And we're thinking outside of the box now. Starting to think in terms of integrated marketing. What are the different channels we can use? How can we utilize them to deliver our message? What are some fun things we can do that are different, right? And I started creating some of that. And I'm not in a bubble here. I went, you know what? I have ideas, but every time I've gotten great ideas, I've also gotten great ideas from the people around me and next to me. There's a genius right next to you, whether they're a marketer or not. You know, you've got that weird aunt that says something like, "Why don't you do this?" And you know what? They're brilliant. That's exactly what you should be doing. But if you ask them for a marketing idea, I don't know. Got no idea. Weird aunt. There's also a weird uncle. So I started jotting down ideas, and I realized I have to really hammer in over the next week a strategy. I've got to come up with my goal, and it's going to have to require multiple goals because it's so many different things. What strategy I want to take, look at the channels I want to go through, who I want to target with all of it, and have the ideas. And ideas are what I want to talk about today. I want to see if you guys have ideas. I'll share some of my ideas. I want to see, what do you think? What are things you can do with your business, with what you do, to capitalize on the holidays? Now, here's the other part of it. Let's put a twist on all of this. I also realized it's September 7th today. We have Halloween, big month to market. Is what you do, can you tie it to Halloween in any way? People spend a lot of money. It's the fall holiday, and Halloween has really gripped marketing. Not quite the way Christmas has, but it's growing. I mean, I remember when I was a kid and you saw the first Christmas store that popped up and you were laughing like, "Wow, they have a whole store of Christmas stuff. Why would you need that?" Now they're kind of all over the place. They're in malls and things. Well, then later, Halloween stores started popping up and you're like, "Why do you need that?" And you know what? Now it's commonplace. Now you're like, "Yeah, I get it. We need a Halloween store because we got decorations and costumes and stuff we got to do." It's fun. So we are going to get to ideas, but before we do that, I want you to think about holidays and marketing. It's very effective. I also want you to think about another thing. We know the big ones: Easter, Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving. These are big ones. But then there are national days, and I'm looking here. So let's just go with today. Let's see what it says for today. September 7th is National Beer Lovers Day, National Grateful Patient Day, National Salami Day. Sounds like a good day to me. International Day of Clean Air and Blue Skies, National Feel the Love Day, National Acorn Squash Day, International Bacon Day, World Beard Day. Big fan. National Hummingbird Day, National Neither Rain Nor Snow Day, International Day of Clean Air. Ooh, there's a tied into the other one. Brazil Independence Day, National Tatiana Day. Hey, if you're named Tatiana, we celebrate you today. National New Hampshire Day, National First Day of Peel Season. Like face peels? Who knew that was a day? National Regina Day. Hey, Tatiana, you've got competition. It's also National Regina Day. Indigenous Literacy Day. Okay, book marketers. Do you have a Native American, indigenous person in anything you do? I can think of one author with Four Horsemen that should absolutely be promoting what they do, not say, read my book, but saying, celebrating Indigenous Literacy Day. Buy a book day. Did you know that was today? Google Commemoration Day. Who cares? Superhuman Day. Now, that's not talking superheroes. That's talking like Paralympics, people that overcome and have these special abilities. World Dasheen Awareness Day. Don't know what that is. Grandma Moses Day. Ganesh Chaturthi Day. That's all today. By the way, tomorrow, Star Trek Day. Okay, so you just heard all those different days. What if you as a marketer were to look at those and say, okay, is there anything that ties to what I do, or is there a way I can tie to it? It's National Beer Day. Uh, I own I brought this one up before, car detailing company. So I show a car and I put I put a pack of Heineken on top or whatever, and I say, drink responsibly, but take this home. Don't drink and drive. Take this home and have it at home for International Beer Day. Something like that. Not a great one. I would have to workshop that to get it there because you don't want to encourage drinking and driving, but you could encourage get your car detailed, get this out of here, go home, drink responsibly at home. Drink your beer at home after a long day of detailing your car. Or have a beer on International Beer Day while I'm detailing your car for you. Read a book, have a beer. Why not, right? It's International Beer Day. I just realized there's a podcast that I help with some of their marketing for. I help on their Facebook page. It's called Drinking with Authors. I just realized it was International Beer Day. I need to change today. We every Saturday we do drink of the day and we put some kind of mixed cocktail. I'm going to go find a beer-based cocktail and put it in there and say Happy International Beer Day. Ties in. Then you go to the holidays. You go to Halloween and Christmas, and you should be already planning out what you're going to do. So let me pull it up. I don't want to pull up any of that. Where'd it go? Okay, so there it is. Holiday marketing ideas. Okay, so you can take these and put them into whatever framework you want. These are things, some of them, things that I have done in the past with our podcast network. And I've done it with the book company. And I've done it when I'm helping other people. I've said, like, hey, you should try this and you should do this. This would work. Uh, not everything is going to work for every person, and some things are ridiculous. But here, a good one is the gift guide. So when people think when they build a gift guide, they have to build their products into it. You do not. If you have brand built a little bit, you can do a gift guide that says something tied to your business. Here's 10 gifts for the car lover in your life, brought to you by Bill's Car Detailing. Okay. 5 to 10 gifts is all you need. What I would do is, well, there's a couple of ways you can do it. If you want to make money at it, you may not make much, you may not make anything, but it's worth a try. You can sign up to be an affiliate on Amazon, and you can put any product from Amazon in that gift guide then. And here's the thing, if you're an affiliate, a lot of people don't understand how this works. If you're an affiliate with Amazon, if somebody clicks on the link that you've provided, the one that Amazon gave you, and then you put it in there and they click on that to buy, I don't know, leather cleaner, and then they decide to shop a little bit and they go, ooh, a PlayStation 5. I wanted to get that. And they order it in that same shopping session. You get a percentage of that PlayStation 5. So the Amazon affiliate program can be, It can be effective. Problem is, I've had it for 11 years, and we've hardly made anything. And we've done gift guides with it. We've done all sorts of promos with it. And I've even ordered stuff through it and still not seen money come back. So does it work? Well, I do know people that have made pretty good money at it. Just doesn't seem to always be effective. But Amazon's not the only game in town. You know, a lot of companies, if you're, once again, you're a car detailer, look at the products you use. Find out if those companies have affiliate links. I use McGuire's Car Polish. Hey, do they have an affiliate link? Or does an auto detailer or an auto parts place have an affiliate link where I can put their affiliate link in and you can click on it and I get a little percentage? And even if you can't find that, the gift guide is still a good idea. Because the gift guide, it's you saying, hey, here's what I think is cool that I think you could use. You follow me, you get my newsletter, here's a gift guide. And your gift guide can go in your newsletter, it can go on your blog, it can go on your website, it can go on your social media. Use it all the places. But don't wait until Black Friday to put it out there. Get it out early. And get it out often if you want. If you have one guide, come up with a strategy. I'm going to post it every other Thursday at 4 o'clock. That's when my social media is busiest. The consumer is not going to go, oh, this again? No, because think about it. If you start October 1st with that, no, you would start later. If you start November 1st with your gift guide, you're only going to do it until maybe the middle of December because people are going to be out of time to order stuff. So let's say it's 6 times you're posting it. Or if you're going every other week, it's 3 times you're posting it. Is that going to tick anybody off? Well, if it does, they're not really supporting you anyway. I get stuff all the time. I mean, I'll see stuff where I see the same ad, every day. What's the difference? If they're paying for the ad, is it any different than if I'm posting organically? Okay, I want to show you something as long as I'm talking about this. I got 2 things to show you. So there we go. This is one of the things I did for the book publisher last year. I did these gift guides. Really easy. Gifts for binge readers, and it shows 6 of our books. And now here you can't, but in other places you can click on the book. It goes right to the page where you can buy it. Makes it easy peasy. Okay, I showed you that one. Let me show you a different one now. Okay, you can see these were the gift guides that we did with our podcast network. And those are the roundups. Let's go down to the gift guide. There we go. Different shows had different gift guides. 2020 gift guide for New Media Lab. I did books. Okay, here it is. Click on it, takes you to Amazon. You go to Amazon, I get a percentage of everything you buy in that trip. Great book, by the way. All great books. I did all books on this one. Okay. But you can see it doesn't have to be real complicated. You don't have to put what it is. I mean, if you're a writer and you want to be like, the book by blah, 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 and did this, great. But if you just wanted to say, here's a picture of the thing, here's what it is, buy it here, that's legit too. Let me see if I can find one. This one will not be books. This was a Stephen King TV Universe podcast. Get a Funko Pop of Stephen King. Get first season of Castle Rock. Buy books. Here's one that's different. Get the audiobook. This had just come out as a TV show. They were just releasing it. So I was like, I'm going to feature that book. Under the Dome, that's what the show originally was about. A puzzle. Now, these are all on Amazon. And of course, I always pimp my book. So you can see that's an idea of a gift guide. Good morning, Sarah. Okay. Now we're going to get into a little bit different area. I started thinking about it is I'm thinking specifically in these about the holidays, about Christmas time, December, or Hanukkah. I also like to try to, not be one or the other. I know it gets tricky because you can't market to every single thing unless they're your target, right? If they're your target, go for it. If they're not your target and you go, you know what? I don't have anything that relates to this other than in a broad spectrum. I'm going to go with Christmas and maybe do one thing for Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or atheists. Depends on what your message is. Or maybe you stay out of the religious stuff altogether and just do, this is what I try to do, holiday gift guides. It's the holiday season. It's Thanksgiving. Everybody's got holidays going. Go with holiday. It works. You can Christmas it up on your site all you want or Hanukkah it up all you want on your stuff. But for your business, holiday. It works. Holiday season. Okay, so I started thinking about it and I was like, you know what? If we have some things that are Christmas oriented. These were specifically for the book company. I was thinking about these. And I was like, what if we did on either YouTube Live and or Twitch did it live and or TikTok Live? We did a holiday trivia game. And we bring in 3 authors that we want to feature, people that maybe have books that would be good holiday gifts or that tie in. We have them play holiday trivia. And we just do it and have fun and drink eggnog. And it's a half hour or it's an hour, but it gives them a chance to talk about their books. If you don't have other people you're marketing for, let's say it's your book and you're trying to do this, great. Host a holiday trivia thing with your friends on there, but talk about your book a little bit. And, like, hey, thanks for watching. You can buy my book at Amazon, buy my book at the website, whatever. I thought we have one book that is specifically about that's related to Santa. And I was like, well, wouldn't it be fun to do a Santa thing? Here's what I mean. We did a thing at our store, and we could totally do this, and you could do this. Maybe I don't want to talk about it. This is a good idea. I'll tell you what we did at our store. I just realized a way that I could replicate this. So we had a store that was on a corner. It had these big windows, okay? This was the second location we were at. It was smaller and had these windows like this. And it was a children's store, and we had, this big princess bed, and we had all the clothing and everything. And every night from Black Friday through Christmas, just before Christmas Eve, the 23rd, which was way too much, every night, Santa came to our store. And what we did was we would close up, we would move furniture, easy to move, just shift everything, put the princess bed in the middle. I'd put a stack of Christmas books out. I'd go downstairs, and spoiler, I'd dress like Santa. Maeve would go outside. She'd pull a speaker out there so it played some Christmas music. She'd have hot chocolate, maybe some cookies, and she'd stand out there in the cold while kids came up and watched Santa. I'd come out of the back, I'd jingle these bells. I'd come out, and I would never engage with the kids. It's as if I was in a bubble. I could not see them. And I could, but I pretended I couldn't. And as Santa, I would take my boots off, and I had these fun socks on. I would take the red coat off, and I had, the striped thing underneath it. Then I'd sit on the bed. Whoo, man, it was a long day. I'd read Christmas books to myself. I'd drink hot chocolate. I would yawn and stretch. I would, maybe sew something or string popcorn. I would do all these kind of things, and I do it for about an hour. And the kids would look in the glass like that. Bang, 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 bang. No response. Can he hear me? I'd hear him out there. Can he hear me? No, he can't hear you. He can't see you. Why is he here? It's a tough month for Santa. He sleeps in our store through December. He's a friend of ours. We weren't selling a specific product. I didn't pick products that we were going to sell. Although the Christmas books did sell pretty damn well during that. It was more than that. It was a way to build a brand, to give to the community, to get people interested. So why can't you do something like that? You know, I don't know. What can you do that's outside of the box, that's interesting? Gotta stop the screen. There we go. Okay. That's another one. Here's a fun one. We have a book coming out December 7th that is with Mothman. I Married Mothman. And I was like, you know what? This is going to be a big book for us. And people are going to want to buy it. Well, what if we did something tied into the holidays? We could do some kind of targeted ad around Halloween because it is Mothman and paranormal. We could do something around Thanksgiving because it's family and it's just before the wedding. And maybe we could do something right at the wedding, the date it launches, as if it's the wedding day, but tie it to Christmas. And the idea I had was to do something that maybe make a trailer or a little video that looks like the holiday special from Beauty and the Beast. Any of you with kids or that are Disney addicts know that holiday special where Belle has the red coat and Beast takes her out ice skating, and it's very Christmassy, even though it's just their holiday special or whatever. What if we did that with Mothman and his bride to promote the book? The thing is, these are holiday themed ideas. We're taking these holidays, we're taking these days, and we're saying, how can we framework around these things? Chelsea here. Chelsea was on the live ones last week, 2 weeks ago, the ones at PopCon. She had a fantastic idea. I think it was her. If I'm giving Chelsea credit and it's somebody else, I'm sorry, but I think it was Chelsea. She said she was thinking about doing some kind of giveaway or some kind of loss leader at Thanksgiving. And I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't you? We all focus so hard on Black Friday, but is there an opportunity there? Do you have something that maybe Thanksgiving morning when people are cooking and people are getting ready to sit around and they're talking about the food and everything, and they're looking at their phones and they go, oh, hey, they're doing a giveaway just today. Oh, wow, I'm going to order this. I'm going to sign up for the newsletter. Look at this. This is cool. Then it's gone the next day because the next day is Black Friday, and now you're doing a different promotion. What can you do with what you do? So when we had our podcast network, we tried to do a lot of this stuff. I tried to tie it in as best I can. Now think about it. I had to think in not just one way, but we had 150 shows. I think the most we had at one time were 70 something that were active. So I might have 71 properties. I might even have 150 properties I have to think about, plus promoting the network. So the network would put out its own gift guide. The network would have its own social media, but it was broad. Then each of the shows, I would talk to the shows and say, let's try to do something very much the way the book industry works. I would talk to the individuals and say, you need to market this. Let's create a gift guide for you. Let's create some social media around what you're doing for the holidays. What can you do outside of what you normally do? Can you do a special thing on Patreon? One of the things we did as a network, which I loved the concept, and it worked a couple of times, but it was never what I envisioned. But we had holiday parties, virtual holiday parties. This is before Zoom, so it was tricky. And we'd invite all the different podcasters, and I would say, yeah, we're just going to, the first year we did it like we were walking around a party. And we're like, oh, hey, look who's here. And we just start talking. And it was really fun, very loose, very fun. The first episode got split into 3 like hour and a half episodes because nobody would leave. And it was fun. What can you do? Can you do some kind of virtual holiday party? And it doesn't have to be Christmas. We've got Halloween about to happen. Sarah, you've got a scary book. Can you have a haunted Halloween party virtually for your fans or with the other authors? Can you invite in a panel? Not even a party. Hey, here's an idea. I've got a horror book. I know X horror authors, or Rob knows a lot of horror authors. Who can he get me that I can do a panel about horror on YouTube, or play horror trivia, or both? Or we can have a holiday party where we all watch watch some horror movie together, and the screen is on us rather than on the thing, and we just are talking as it's going on, but you're reacting to it like, okay, everybody, yeah, a movie party, press play. We actually had a show back before it was easy to do this. We created a show that we never pulled off, but we called it Press Play, where you were supposed to listen to the podcast, and the hosts would say, okay, we're doing 16 Candles, and they'd give the background of the movie a little bit and talk about who's in it, and then say, okay, everybody got their drinks, everybody got their thing. We're going to press play in 3, 2, 1, press play. That way, the people listening to the podcast could actually have a commentary track while they're watching the movie. The problem is when you're doing it in the moment, it works really well if you've got fans that are into that kind of thing. When you're making it as a podcast that people listen to later, it doesn't work so well because it's never as funny to the people that aren't in the room drinking. That's just how it is. Everyone thinks they can be Mystery Science 2000, but they're not. I have a podcast that I've done stuff with called Down in Front that does the same kind of thing. They write forever to get one episode down because they're like, yeah, you got to watch the movie like 6 times just to get the beats and know where you want to make jokes. Then you got to write the jokes. Oof. But this idea, nobody's expecting you to be perfect at it. Watch the movie Halloween with horror writers, and you guys are going to just talk. Guess what? You get to promote your book, they get to promote their books, and then you tell them, hey, guys, can you share that you're doing this, and can you share the video afterwards with your audience? You get somebody that has 1,000 followers, you just expanded your reach by 1,000, and you played into the holidays. Does that work as well in March? Well, for something like that, for horror fans, it would. But for the average person, they may not watch that all year round. They may like it and be interested, but you're going to get a bigger audience right at that holiday. Like Christmas music. We all have fun with it. We all know Christmas music. Boy, day after Christmas, I've had enough. You go to put on one Christmas song, you're like, blah. Right? But boy, that month you can do all sorts of fun stuff. I want to see what Sarah said here. I love the gift guides. I get the Hollywood Reporter gift guide close to the holidays, and it's wild. So fun. Yeah, that's another pro tip right there, Sarah. Go look at other gift guides, what people are doing in their gift guides, and get ideas. You can even steal ideas. And I don't mean like, oh, I'm going to make it look like it. But let's say you go to the Hollywood Reporter gift guide and they have this like amazing romance themed gift. And you go, wow, I'm a romance writer. I have a romance podcast. My audience is going to like a romantic type thing. I have a restaurant and I need to promote that you can have a date at my restaurant. Ooh, here's a romance gift that Hollywood Reporter has on their thing. I'm going to use that same gift in my gift guide. You don't have to be. It's not like if they used it, it's off limits because I didn't see the Hollywood Reporter gift guide. I'll tell you what, if you get in the habit of doing gift guides, listen to this. This is something really interesting that I've noticed. There are certain blogs that they're like aggregators where they take blogs and they put like here 10 blog posts about podcasting. And you go in and it's 10 different blogs that you're seeing. They've got the headline. You're like, oh, I want to read about Instagram. I want to read about, how you edit this. There are these different articles and they put them out every day. And I've noticed some of them will have like gift guides. Rob Southgate's favorite podcast gifts. Then I'll go in there and it great. They're not. But you know what? It's a gift guide and it's things you could click on and they might be really cool things. You're targeting your audience, you're marketing to your audience. You don't have to do it just at the holidays, but at the holidays, this is prime time. And the reason I'm saying it now is we are at September 7th. You need to sit down with a piece of paper and say, what do I want to do? What are ideas I can do for Halloween, for Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas? Doesn't mean you're going to sell anything. It might just be, if you put your goal on it, I want to get people following my newsletter. What can I do? I'll give you an idea. You want people to follow your newsletter. You've got your loss leader. Uh, maybe you do your Christmas party, but you only put it, subscribe to my newsletter and watch my virtual Christmas party with blank, blank, blank. That's the only place you put it. Might work. Might work. You're advertising to get them there as opposed to put the video out and catch fish that way. But once again, you got to look at those things and say, what's the best way? What do I want to do? Maybe you do two different things. Maybe you cut it up, just like I did with PopCon. I had the podcast interview, and then I did three different questions that weren't in the interview. I would put this out. I would send that out in the newsletter, the three questions, and then it would say, hey, if you want to hear a full interview with different questions, go to the Facebook page or the that one I put it on the Four Horsemen YouTube channel because I wanted to grow the audience there. I could have put it on mine. I could have put it there. I could have made a Writer's Row its own. I want to grow the audience at Four Horsemen's YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. So I put it there. I was leading people where I wanted them to go. I had a goal. I knew what I wanted to have happen. You can use that same technique right now. Okay. Oh, wait, let's see these. Sarah, win a virtual coffee date with the author. Love it. Author sends a Starbucks gift card, set up day and time, and have a coffee with the author. Oh my God, is that a good one? So you have to limit it because you don't want to spend $200 on coffee with people, but you can, if they win, like they go into a thing, they have to review your book. They get entries that way. You can use a thing called there's a thing called Rafflecopter that you can sign up for, where people have to go. You ever get that thing where it's like me on Facebook, get one entry, do this, get one entry, do this, one entry. You do nothing just by being here. Click on it, and put your email in, one entry. It's a way to grow your social media, grow your newsletter. It's really great. And there you go. Sarah, that's a beautiful idea. Win a virtual coffee date. 3 winners, and you'll get a $10 Starbucks gift card if you win. So it costs you $30 because you did 3 cards. You mail it out or you make it a virtual one, right? And then you have virtual coffee. Put a time limit on it. Make it a half-hour virtual coffee. What a great idea. You're an affiliate with Spirit Halloween. And you know what? You can mix it up too, Sarah. That's a great idea. In fact, I didn't know they had it. I'm going to have to sign up for that. Um, I just did all those interviews with all those horror authors. I can repackage it and put gift guides, or just feature some gifts in the newsletter that I feature that in. That'd be good. But you don't have to just do Spirit Halloween when you do it. You could make a gift guide, pull some stuff from Amazon as an affiliate, pull stuff from that as an affiliate. Maybe even like for Set Listing Bruce, which is a Bruce Springsteen podcast, I did also I went to Etsy where there was no affiliate link, but it promoted an Etsy person that had this really cool Bruce Springsteen thing. So I had a couple of Etsy things. I had some things from Amazon. There was a music one that I pulled from, and I don't remember what it was. And then there was another book one, like God, was it Thrift Books? It was somebody that had an affiliate thing, uh, and I put that in there too. Pierre, hey Pierre, being great point. It's not too late to plan for each holiday. It is not. Now is the time. If you talk to me November 1st, you're behind the ball because you don't already have things in motion. People are already getting the message out. Like I said, Costco already has a Christmas aisle. They don't have their full blown thing up, but they've already put their flag in the sand saying, "Hey, shop for Christmas stuff here." I bet October 1st, you have an aisle that has trees or at least ornaments. I bet. Pierre, and you can be in a great position to incorporate last minute ideas that resonate with people. Yes. Now, there's another idea, another way to capitalize on it. When you're doing your affiliate stuff, is there anyone that can ship fast? Know their drop dead date. So, like Amazon, their drop dead date, if they order through Prime, might be the 22nd, 23rd would be pushing it. But you could put items that, like, if you order it through Prime, get this by tomorrow. That would take a little work, but that might be a really interesting approach. Last minute gift guide. Hey, here's some last minute things you can still get. That's another touch you can do later. Sarah, hell yeah. And I'm a total catch in the author world. Yes. You are. You are, Sarah, you have been described as effervescent. It is the only term I can think of for you. You are effervescent. So there you go. I want you to, I gave you guys some ideas. I want you to think about ideas. Sarah, that was a beautiful one. That virtual coffee date, you just made my mind explode because I'm like, oh, we need to do this in so many ways, not just with the publishing stuff. I have our podcast network, even though we didn't bring people in from the outside, I know full well there are people that would love to have a virtual coffee date with the Southgates because we've done so many podcasts together. Or maybe I pull some of the old podcasters together and I go, hey, I know you're not doing your show, but want to do a virtual coffee date with fans? That might be really fun. I like that idea. All right. What are we at? 8:57. So before we end, one last time, anyone have any questions? Anyone have any ideas they want to float out here? What I would love to see is on the New Media Lab Facebook page where this show posts, or wherever you see it, because it'll go across all of them. But New Media Lab is the main one that I feed this through. I would love for you to just share ideas for what you can do or what you're planning to do for upcoming holidays. It could be International Beer Day, although that's today. You better get on it. And let me tell you what that site is too. I'll put it right here in the comment. Holidaycalendar.io. It's got all the dates. So I mean, literally, I went to September 7th, and I was able to scroll through and just see what's on September 7th. Go down, there's September 8th. Oh, you got an X-Files show? Tomorrow is National David Day. You could celebrate David Duchovny. You writer nerds, tomorrow is National Ampersand Day. Oh, and it's Grandparents' Day. Did you know that? Grandparents' Day, another opportunity to market. Are they part of your target market, or are grandkids part of your target market? Here we go, Pierre. Also, do a quick analysis of channels that are driving traffic. Get starting point to know where new messaging can appear. Yep. Now we're talking integrated marketing. We're talking channels. Yes, Pierre, you analytics guy. I love it. You should do that. In fact, I think we'll make that a theme of one of these is how to do like an audit of your social media and your reach. Um, Pierre, if you'd like, I'd like to invite you on for that. If you think that's something you'd want to talk about. I know that you do analytics for websites and that, but I bet we could have a fun conversation about that. So let's put a pin in that. If you're interested, let's do it. Okay. I think we're there. I think we're there. Remember, blow up this message with ideas. Yeah, Pierre's game for it, he said. Phenomenal. I'll write you privately in the next couple days and we'll set something up. Um, yeah, fun. So get thinking about this stuff. It's not too late, but don't be too late. Right? Oh, hey, David. Thanks for the chat. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. Uh, yeah, tell your friends about the show. We're trying to grow it now. I've got a blog post coming out this week for Pour Over Marketing on Substack. I'll also share it in the new Media Lab and on my private one. Any place you can share it and tell people, do it. We want to get this community thriving, and I'm trying to think about ways to put groups together, things like that, because I I noticed I hadn't even looked at the YouTube channel, but we're getting up to like 200 views on this show after the fact, which means people are in there and they're staying for almost the entire show, if not the whole show. That means people like it. So, time to grow, time to make things happen. But let's hear your ideas. I want to know what's up. And if there's any way we can, as a community, do things together, let's do it. I'm all about it. All right, you guys. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy International Beer Day. Happy International Tatiana Day. Happy International, what was it, Rebecca Day. Happy, boy, we'll go on forever. And tomorrow, celebrate David Duchovny. Listen to his podcast. It's really good. Ooh, I'm going to give him a plug for David Day. David Duchovny has a podcast called Fail Better. Maeve got us listening to it. I'm addicted. He talks about failure. And it's a lesson that we can all learn from because they talk about like things they've done. He has these guests on, they talk about things they've done, but then he leans into where did you have a failure and what did it teach you? And man, failure is so vital. We're also scared of it. It's why people are scared of marketing. Don't be. He's right. Fail better. Fail and then move on. Learn from it. It's the only way you grow. Or it's one way you grow. Steel becomes sharper against steel, right? All right, you guys, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much.